Good evening, everybody, wherever you are in the world watching AXTV. Welcome to what is going to be round 4 of the Arenacross 2024 tour here at Belfast SSE Arena. It's already lively in here. We've got a track walk going on. We've got freestyle riders about to do a demo, and we've got the original champ, 2013, long time ago.
Been a long time.
Adam Chatfield is in the house. Still doing what you're doing, mate. That seems a long time ago to me now. What about you? How long ago does that feel like?
Yeah, it does. When you look back, 2013, it was, well, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So yeah, it was a long time, but still got it done.
You did, and you're still going. So you've done, there was only 1 year that you missed, I think, because of it. You had an injury.
Yeah. I think it was over 14 or 15 I missed with my shoulder. I had shoulder surgery.
But you were there in spirit?
Yeah, I was. I went to watch and support it, so I've always been part of it. It's been good.
So, where you're at now, chatters, come on, like, still going strong. I think the way that you ride has given you longevity. Mate, don't take that the wrong way. What I mean by that is you're quite methodical. You're not a high-risk rider.
What are you saying? Slow and steady?
Oh, steady. Let's say steady. Okay. You said slow.
Well, yeah, I'm getting slower in my old age, to be fair.
But that happens to us all.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? How much you got left in the tank? We still got to get through this tour yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's been a few drop out already, to be fair, but hopefully I'll make it through this tour. We'll see. You know, this year I haven't really put much effort in, to be fair. Like with stuff at home, and it's been hard with the weather to ride. Now there's a lot of places not to ride as well. Justin doesn't have his track, so it makes it difficult, to be fair. So it's hard. All everyone's guys are practicing, or they're going to Spain, and I haven't got the time to fly. And like Conrad and those boys are professional riders. That's what they do. I just do it for a bit of fun now. So still enjoy it. So I'll do what I can do. You know, it's a shame when I used to win. You know, it's hard to be the 4th, 5th, 6th place guy, but I still enjoy it. So that's what it's about.
Well, that is what it's about. So was the big change in that, I guess, would have been having children or a child.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a child now. I've got a 2.5-year-old exactly. It's, you think a lot more. Like, I don't take the big risks. These young boys, I'm racing people 10 years younger than me, and you don't think as much then, you know.
Yeah.
I got a bit more responsibility at home and stuff. So just with your little boy and your girlfriend at home, I just kind of got to run the place at home, so I can't risk it too much.
Hold on. Did you just admit to say that you run the place at home? You're not doing that. We all know your missus does that.
Yeah, she does, to be fair. Yeah, she looks after us both, me and Alvie, so yeah, she's good to us.
Listen, in the 10 years, the whole sport, life's evolved, the sport has evolved, certainly Arenacross. You know, what have you been sort of proud to be part of it and see how now, like, we're getting more sellout crowds now and we're moving forward with it? Do you think, like, you're gonna be hanging up your boots soon? You've already kind of briefly admitted that. We might be able to squeeze another year out of you.
Maybe.
But you know, being part of it, what do you see that it brings to British motocross? Because, you know, like, be honest, it's given you a career that you maybe, by your own admission, you might not have had in motocross.
No, exactly. I feel like I'm a better Arenacross rider, Supercross rider anyway. And so I used to race the Arenacross in the winter, January, February, and I used to go to Brazil then. I've never actually really raced the British Championship I don't think I ever did a full series in the British Championship. So I always raced the Arenacross, I did that, and then raced in Brazil for 5-6 years, and I was in America before that. But yeah, I think it's great. You know, it's been selling out. Matt puts on a great show, and it was, like you said, they're getting busier and busier every year, and it's good to be part of it, really, and just bring new crowd into it to come watch. You know, you can sit in the stands with the sponsors rather than a muddy field.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's appealing for sponsorship. You know what I mean? You can go having a good night out. It's a great night out for the whole family.
Yeah. So many people are saying, I mean, a lot of other riders doing it have said that, but you're saying it genuinely. You're not saying it because, like, Matt's asked you to say that. Genuinely, all of you believe that. So why do you think it is, like, some of the others are just not seeing the potential to sell themselves to sponsors by doing this? Do you think it's literally the whole idea that you got a train at it that puts them off? Well, and the contact and stuff like that.
I think that by having from last year, all the UK riders, everyone got along. I think that encouraged more people to come and do it, because all the French guys, that's all they do all year. They're very good at it. People like Tommy, Conrad, they probably wouldn't have done it if the French guys are there. They wouldn't be the top guys. They'd give them a good go, but because they're coming prepared, where everyone, like in England, it's hard to ride and stuff, so unless you go to Spain and do it properly, but then it's a big cost and expense, isn't it? So I think all the other guys, most of the English guys work, because not many of them are professionals, only probably Tommy and Conrad that do it full time. So I think it's more appealing for the other English riders. Everyone gets along, so I think it was good he was doing that, how Matt brought everybody to own the English riders.
Yeah.
But now he's had a few fill-ins and stuff, people's dropped out, but I think the other English guys need to get involved with it. You know, the prize money's good, it's a great event, and show for the sponsors, the bike's clean, you can see your gear, you can see your sponsors.
Exactly that. I guess the issue we've got is our climate also. Like, you know, we need to build tracks to practice on. We haven't got many places we can build indoor ones.
Yeah.
Like, let's take Jake Shipton as a good example. He's had a track built. You used to go up Justin, so that was all right.
Yep.
But Jake's had a track built to get ready, and he's hardly been able to ride
the
it.
weather's too wet.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Exactly. I've been lucky. I've went to Wilden Farm down Joe Clayton's. They've got a great facility down there, but it's only that, and then Sheffield. But they got one in Sheffield. I haven't even been there, to be fair. I don't know what it's like, but it's indoors. It's riding. But the winter, it's hard to find places to ride unless you go abroad. But then with Christmas and New Year's, it's hard to fit it all. Especially if you've got a family. If you don't have any ties or connections, you can go and do that. I used to be able to do that, but now I can't. So
I've got a great business pitch for you, because you're obviously like minted with the amount of money you've made racing Arenacross and racing all over the world. You've got to get a big like building built chatters.
I know.
You know, like
it's the way forward, isn't it? It's the way forward.
I could see you running a track. I bet nobody would go past without paying up.
No, I would have my missus on the gate. Everyone, no, we know Adam. No, sorry, she'd collect the money. That's what Kate used to do at Justin.
It wouldn't
brilliant.
You wouldn't even get the missus out doing that. That's something that you'd handle personally. You wouldn't miss a single trick with that.
No, it'd be good. It would be good.
It does need something like that.
Like with electric bikes. Yeah, it's the way forward. I haven't ever ridden one. I don't know what they're like, but Jack's riding it pretty good, to be fair. But it's the noise, I think. Because it makes no noise, I think we have a lot more tracks and it'd be a lot more easier. I've got a building at home, you could probably put a little track in if it's electric, because of normal bikes it's too loud. So I think a lot more people will build arenas or build places when it does go all electric as well.
I see Adam Chatfield as a future AX promoter here. I can see his business. I can see his mind already working.
Yeah, watch out,
that.
Matt Bates, I'm coming.
Yeah, he's coming for you. Let's talk about your team again this year, because you've ridden on various teams throughout the year. You know, throughout the 10 years. You've got to go where the best deals are at, obviously, and to get the job done. So how's that working out with Mark, you know, getting used to the bike? Because you've ridden Hondas traditionally, you've been pretty good on them. You had a year with Team Green and stuff like that. Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, good. I'm actually riding my own bike this year because I just feel comfortable in my own setup. I'm quite picky in my old age, as you know, Jeff.
I wouldn't have
my handlebars and that have to be a certain way.
Hold on, let me stop him there. When he says a certain way, like we're talking military grade precision here. Like if they're like a cigarette paper out, ear no.
Oh no, yeah. Sometimes I have to bring the whole triple clamp so I don't adjust the handlebars. That's quite bad, isn't it? But it's part of it. No, it's good. I've ridden for Mark this year. He's with a last minute deal, to be honest, and he's got a good team with me and Dylan. I think we won the team race last night, and we were second in Manchester, and hopefully just get better and better. But yeah, no, everything's good really. Just quite laid back, just do our own thing, and just turn up and get it done.
I mean, have you had your nose put out that he's more ginger than you? I mean, you got the whole ginger thing going on.
No, we've got a few gingers, haven't we, in the team? Yeah, should be Team Ginger.
It should. Got the wrong team name, but you've known Dylan a long time, so it must be a pretty good vibe there.
Yeah, I used to go to California when I stayed at Mickey's house at California Motor Holidays, and Dylan used to be there, and I've got videos and how much he's changed and grown up. And but I don't know how old Dylan, 26, 25?
23, I think.
Oh, 23, exactly. I'm 36 now, so it's quite a big age difference. I think when I was first racing it, he was on the 50s or 60s racing here. Yeah. But yeah, he's doing really well this year. He's come in prepared, and he's been to California and done all what you had to do.
Are you talking? I mean, I know you're talking. I meant, but as a team, are you like talking to each other about how the track's working out there?
Not really. I keep myself. Dylan does as well. Like the mates, we get along. We would help each other out if we need to, you know. But yeah, really, the whole team's all right. Mark's been good as gold, really, and just is what it is. Yeah. Well, look, go and get yourself ready. He's already annoyed that he had to put a headset on and spoil his hair. Yeah. I don't have that issue, no. As you well know. Yeah, as you well maybe know. When I'm a bit older, Jeff. Yeah, you'll hold on to it while you turn white, mate. That's the trouble. Go and get yourself ready, Chad. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. He's going to do 10 years. He's going to get there. We'll try and finish it out. Well, actually, you missed a year, so that's why we need you back next year to make it 11. True. You and me are probably on page, aren't we? On the same. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You been since day one? I've done every one. Yeah. Okay. I haven't missed one. Okay. You know, I'm waiting for that gold carriage clock. And I know. I see Edgar Tonteras had something, but I didn't receive anything just yet. Well, I'll put a word in. Yeah, I'll put a word in. Go and get yourself ready. Thank you. Chat's going to be out here in a minute. Nice work, chat. Put that down. Yeah, so he's going to go off, get ready. Again, if you're watching on AX TV, just keep spreading the word, getting people signed up to watch the rest of the tour. And also, we're going to try and obviously evolve this thing. Plans for 25. Too early to say them, but obviously there's conversations going around. So, oh my God.
Why do you always do that, you muppet? He's an absolute muppet. That's my co-host. We go through the show, so that's Matt Crowhurst. He's doing the track walk, which you can see behind us. I don't know if you can actually see the amount of people that come in. So that's cool. All these people, and then Matt walks them around. I used to do that until we started this gig. So, and now they're going to talk to some riders on the start line. So it's more than just coming out and watch the racing. You can have the whole experience of seeing what it's like down here on the track. Let's get our next guest in. A newbie to AX. There you go. Put them on. Mr. John Adamson. Welcome, John. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, just drowning out, Matt. It's quite nice.
It's a bit lively down here when we do this. There's a lot going on, a lot of people. John, first time doing Arenacross. How are you finding it? Let's just the whole. Let's not talk about the riding yet. How are you finding like just the atmosphere, the vibe? Is it what you expected, or is it even like more of a sort of hype when you're down here on the ground?
To be honest, I actually think it's more of an atmosphere now than actually riding it. Obviously, when the full arena's packed out, the pyro and the lights are going on, it's quite a spectacle, and it's quite impressive. It's more than quite impressive. It's very impressive.
Yeah, and does that as a rider, you know, like you've ridden big events, we know that.
Yeah.
But as a rider, when you're on the start line, something like this, do you feel that energy more than what you would at an outdoor race?
For sure, more than an outdoor race. Everyone is so close, but a lot of the time when you're racing, you're so focused, you really only hear the big oohs and ahs when somebody totally smashes himself. But yeah, you can definitely hear and feel the crowd much more.
He loves it, doesn't he? He can't get enough of it. He just do anything to get on TV, that bloke. So going back to that, so the riding side of it then, let's talk about that steep learning curve, because it is a different sport effectively. How have you found that? Like, it's difficult to find tracks obviously in the UK, so I know you had to go further afield to do that. What was your first day like on the AX track?
The first 4 or 5 laps I thought, what are we doing here? But like as I said, I was speaking to you earlier, and as I said, like I literally just used it like practice. We hadn't rode anything like this. Obviously there's SX Works in Sheffield, but it's nothing like this. So for me, the first round, even this round, is very much just like practice. I've done a few sections in practice, but I'm not even confident enough to do them lap after lap in the race. And like the sections, they might look small on TV, but they're big enough to put you in hospital. So for me, the consequences are quite high, and I just want to be, you need to be 90% sure you've got it to do it every lap, or it's not worth it for me. Yeah,
exactly. So let's say you're almost using
That's me getting old.
Yeah, well, no, you're not getting. How old are you now? You're not even, come on, you're not that old.
27.
Oh, you're in your prime.
Yeah.
You're coming into your prime. That's
the worrying bit.
That's where fitness and like all the experience you've gained, like you really, it all comes like that. So you should be fine. But you say that you are talking of a man of experience, because you're saying first year doing it and use it as a learning. You haven't put too much expectation on yourself to go like you would. Let's say, for example, we took all these riders and we went outdoors.
Yeah.
You would be having a different mindset. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to win this, but I'm guessing you haven't come into this with a belief that you're going to win it.
Like, I think, to be honest, there's people like Jack or like even folk like Greedy that have been doing it since the very start, almost dedicated their career to it. So you would need to be naive to thinking you're going to come in and beat them. Like, obviously, in the long run, I'd like to be competitive with them, but just now you just need to know your position and try and learn. Yeah.
What about the fitness side of it? Because you are one of the fittest riders in British motocross. You trained by Dave Dugan, and I've done a couple of months with Dave Dugan. Ruined me. I mean, he's brutal in the fact that to get you to that fitness level. But this is a different type of fitness. So how are you finding that? You've obviously got the strength and conditioning to go long motos, but this is more of a quick sprint, isn't it? Like how are you coping with that?
Do you know, I actually laugh because you do see some people like Chatfield with his little belly sitting in the pits, and you think he's just done me, and you're like, what? But yeah, like I don't think the fitness is too bad. Yesterday I was a bit tight, but it's like there's nowhere to practice. I'd done 35 minutes on the bike in the 2 weeks in between, so I've just been mountain biking and BMXing really as my training to come here. I don't think that I'm in pretty good shape. I was a little bit tight, but the fitness is fine.
What about the prep then? Because I guess when it's motocross, you you go and do motos in the week between motocross meetings once the season starts. We try to when here. Again, with the weather and the travel arrangements, because we bomb from one to the other, you don't really have a chance to ride the bike in the week, do you? And if you do, it's motocross, surely.
Like, we've not even been doing motocross. No, so literally, one of my sponsors, Paul Williams, I've been going out with his boy BMXing, and I've been going out e-biking on his e-bikes, and just any sort of bike I can ride. We went up to SX Works and got one day at Sheffield, but you get four, like 8.5 to 10 minute sessions. So
yeah,
like the bike, you've done like 35 minutes in the 2 weeks in between the races. So yesterday it's all new track again. You're trying to scope everything out. You're like, and then it's like it's natural to get tight, but. Felt okay in practice this morning, and hopefully it'll be better in the race today.
Oh, you made improvement. Let's talk from Manchester to where we are yesterday. Manchester, you didn't make the main, did you? I don't know. You didn't. So yesterday you did, and made it well and run around. So how are you feeling after last night and then this morning after this morning's practice? Like I say,
it's not even like motocross. If I went out in motocross and I bang in a good qualifying, I'm thinking today's going to be sweet. But this, like, the heat races are so hectic that I think, like the Bayliss brothers, I think have got it in for me. The first round, Matt has got me in the hay bales and the tough blocks for no reason. And then Chris in the second heat today hits me so hard from the back and his handlebars are in, and I'm just like, what is everyone doing? Like everyone thinks I'm an aggressive rider, but this is the real nature of this sport.
Oh, a sport, yeah. So
it's dog eat dog, really.
Yeah. Whereas in motocross, I wouldn't say you are aggressive, right? Well, not in motocross. I wouldn't say aggressive as in a point where you've got this reputation of like running in hard. You just throw everything at it, and it's visible in your riding. Like big air, for example, you take on some things in motocross that others don't. Yeah. So have you found that a thing to adapt to as well? Because Arenacross is, you think, jumps, like attack everything. It's the opposite, right? You've got to sort of slow it down to go quick.
Like the obstacles aren't even that big.
Yeah.
Like if I seen that just sitting by itself on a motocross track, you'd think, fine, I'll just jump a bit long and then I'll get my judgment. But
you can't, because
you can't practice here, because you'll go right into the next one and people like just break their wrists or ankles just from the impact because it's so high. But yeah, like that's what I say, like on motocross sometimes I could be like 70% sure I'm going to do something and go for it, whereas here I need to be like 90% because it's a timing thing.
You're just starting out. He's going to stick around for AX for a long time, I'm sure he is. Let's talk about new team, because obviously you've swapped teams.
Yeah.
And that you had the good couple of years with obviously Lee with motocross, but this is a new team, new people. I know the guys well, as we all do. I'm guessing that's working out really well because they really look after you, won't they?
Yeah, like I can't say enough good things about Lee. He took me from like Gabriel when I started, and then his team was like a professional team, had everyone in place for us and done so much for me. And then, but I was still kind of left to my own devices. Like I would choose when I go ride and do this, do that. Like I had a lot of free reign, whereas now with SC it's like you're doing this, you're doing that. Alright, you don't like it, you're doing it, this is our programme. So it took at the start, it's a little bit like, I'm like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why? Alright, okay, we're only going to do this week. And it's like, in my head, I'm thinking it's not enough, but they're saying it's enough, just trust it. So it takes quite a lot when you just first meet people just to put all your trust into them. But I suppose that's what you need to do to become better. And they've got a programme which is proven to work. So hopefully it works for me as well.
Well, I think it will. I think it will work really good for you. Like you said, moving forward, fresh impetus, new start. Before you go, because you, like many others, have got to go and get ready. After tonight, we are moving across back to your homeland, motherland.
God's land.
God's land, yeah. I often get told that by all you Scots. And I get why, because it is absolutely gorgeous and stunning up there. We're going to the P&J Arena in Aberdeen. Did you come out and watch last year?
No.
It's a great arena. So, sorry to dump a little bit of added pressure to you. But I know you've got to get through tonight first, but you know what I'm going to say. Next week, like
it's the big one.
The big one. Like you're the hometown hero, and we're going to be bigging you up.
Triples have got to happen. No pressure.
No, there's no pressure. Don't worry about it. How is the scene at Scotland? From me on the outside in, I know we're taking Arenacross there, and we took it there first time last year. But the actual whole scene, like dirt bike riding and motocross, seems to be like on the way up.
For sure, like Scotland's got a really good motocross scene just now. Obviously a biased opinion, but I believe we've got some of the best motocross tracks in the world over there. We've got Johnny that's running the Scottish Championship just now, and he's world-renowned track builder, so he's preparing all these fabulous tracks, and it's a well-run meeting, and there's a real buzz around the Scottish motocross scene just now, so it's great to see.
You're going to be the poster boy next week,
Scottish champion.
Yeah, well, quite right,
Yeah.
So, do you feel any? You're not going to feel any pressure with that. Well, it's not obviously great to win a Scottish Championship, but here's the one when
it's
you know
totally different.
Here's the one when you know you're kind of getting somewhere and making it, and then you're going to go to an event like that. How many people have already messaged you for tickets? That's when you know. I bet.
I think I've got a big bundle of them in my pocket.
Yeah, it's the same, and you just pull them out.
You're lucky to get a fart out of that, never mind tickets.
I'm not going to go there with the Scottish stereotypical jokes. I'm not. But that's got to be a good buzz that a lot of people are going to come out. Have you invited a lot of family and friends coming out to watch?
Yeah, for sure. Like, my mum and dad haven't even been to any of them yet. Well, I say my mum and dad. My mum's too scared to come. She doesn't even like watching the motocross.
She's not even been doing motocross?
Like, she comes to the motocross, but she's even scared to watch the start there. So I think this is all a bit much for her. I don't think her anxiety would be through the roof. But definitely my dad and brother and lots of friends and families, people that help me from Scotland are coming. So it'll be nice to have them all in the one area and have a night out, hopefully. I can put on a show for them as well.
I'm sure you will, because certainly in motocross terms you always put on a show, and it's good to see you improving your skill set in this. Wish you the best of luck tonight. I was going to say go steady, you know what I mean, don't go overly steady, but just keep doing that learning curve, John. Keep it on two wheels. All the best for tonight, fella. There you go. So John's going to, if you want to get your bins off and go and get yourself ready, nice work. We're just filling in while we're going to get our next guest on, which is going to be young Dylan Woodcock. We get Dylan in. So all these lads are having such a genuine good time and getting on. We'll talk about that. So here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Woodcock, riding the Mark McCann 64 YouTube channel machine. I've already pulled you up in this show. I've done a ginger reference about who's more ginger, you or Chatfield, and I think you're a bit longer, so I think you're winning on that.
Chatty's a bit older. I just don't think you can feel the gaps in the beard.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, my old man's got them hairy jeans. We got them I don't know what it is. We're hairy people.
Mate, it's great to have you doing Arenacross as in like a proper go here, and what I mean by that, obviously you won't see that as anything disrespectful. You did the first one back in 2013 as a super mini rider for Team Green. That was your
small wheel rider.
Small wheel, jeez.
Come on.
Wow.
I'm not that old. I'm 23 years old. That was 10 years ago. It's 2013.
Yeah, well I am that old and I forget stuff. So you've, but since then you've kind of like done this and that because of other commitments. Yeah. So let's go and talk about that. The last couple of years, you've gone and had a stab at AMA Supercross, and you've done it yourself. So let's talk about that, because that's
a task,
mate. That's a big deal. It's not like you've gone signed for a team over there. You've worked, saved money to go and do that. So what was that experience like?
I'm sure if you ask most kids what their dream is to line up at Anaheim, and I've been lucky enough to do it 4 times now, and I actually haven't made the main at the first one, that's my dream, like, is to make that roll out at A1 and then call your name out and all that type of stuff. That's like when I think of Jeremy McGrath doing a knack, that's what I think of. It's like A1 straight away. But it's different, isn't it? Like we were saying, this corner to the whoops is 5 meters. In America, it's 10 meters with 15 whoops. It's just bigger, and it's a different style of riding. And me and my dad took that risk. You was there. We went to Monster Cup.
We did, yeah.
I left school. You was there in the meeting when I was at school and with Burridge, and they just didn't want to know, did they? So we left school, started homeschooling, done the America dream, and then ended up in America for a few years, and then. Work last year was a bit quiet due to the actor strike and stuff like that, so I didn't have the pennies just from labouring with one of my friends, Steve Bixby. Doesn't really cut the labouring money.
Some manual labour. You actually did some manual labour and got proper calluses on your hands.
Yeah. It's not really the one. I don't really enjoy it, but it buys bits and bobs. But everyone does their own routes, and we went for the AMA route, and I'm sure I'll be back there one day again soon. But yeah, just played out this year. We was here, and I'm happy I'm here. I'm enjoying it. I love my bike. My bike's my own bike, and I've got my suspension done by K-Tech, and the boys at K-Tech have been great. Like, I've never really tested suspension at all. Like, I will buy AEO suspension from America, put it in my bike because I don't have time to test it, and I will ride it. That is it. And I don't change any clickers. I just set the sag and go. And if they tell me to put it on a different line, I will. But that'll be it. And these guys have been helpful. They've let me test. They've done things when I've said I don't feel a difference. So they've gone all the way one way, all the way the other way, and they go, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, I feel the difference now. So I'm learning. Like, I'm young, and I'm starting to make some decisions when I'm racing that are a little bit dumb sometimes. And sometimes you think, right, Dylan's starting to get it now. And he's starting to understand it, how like racecraft is, because racing and racecraft is two different things, and I feel like I'm starting to get it. So
that comes of age, yeah. Well, listen, Christ, we've had enough conversations down the years where even like myself or your dad or my brother, who was your mechanics, like just calm it down, Dill. Just calm it down. But you got to learn from your mistakes.
Oh, 100%. And I'm sure most people know I'm clutch happy. I love that clutch, and I'll hammer it. But yeah, I guess everyone's got their own riding styles, and at the minute, like I keep saying over and over and over again, I feel great. I'm enjoying it, and my mindset's right. And I think if you got them three things going on and you're racing, world's your oyster. Do you know what I mean? You can go do anything. Like, I was in Germany last weekend mixing it up with some good boys there that I've never even got close to. And just because I was a little bit headstrong, I was getting near them. So, yeah, keep this ball rolling. See what opportunities come up after Arenacross. Tuesday. I mean, I rode outdoors for Verdi this year. Didn't expect much, and I probably rode the best I ever have outdoors.
Yeah.
So you'd never know what's going to come around the corner. So I'm just taking each race as it comes. Heat race, second heat race, main. I'm not thinking about anything else, just race by race.
Yeah, that's cool. But also on top of that, we're going to go back to what you alluded to. You haven't gone to AMA this year because you couldn't sort of raise the funds to it, and you said because there was a strike. For those people that don't know, what line of work that you are now doing that, you know, caused that to happen? Because some people, obviously it's words getting out a bit more what you're doing, but explain more what is your job outside of now doing this.
The one that pays the bills.
The one that pays the bills. Yeah.
My dad was in the Navy, and he accumulated all of these skills and stuff like that, and he was a stuntman, and he's built his way up through the ranks. So he's nearly been in it 2 decades now, and he's a stunt coordinator and very established man in the stunt industry. And like, you know, I had loads of opportunities to try it and do it, and I just was never fussed by it. And I had this one crash out in America, and I broke my back, and it was kind of one of them turning points in my life where I thought, well, I'm a different person now. And I started doing this stunt stuff. I started figuring it out, and I really started to enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, you got to have 6 disciplines. I have 3 now. I've got 3 more to go, and just learning. Like, these guys are seeing that I'm venturing out to learn, so they're getting me in on these different things. Like, I'm not a fighter, and I'm learning how to fight. I'm learning how to roll. I'm learning how to fall, bullet reactions. I can ride bikes all day long, and I can drive cars. Like, I race cars as well. I raced a Legend, and I love that. I love anything wheels, but like, you know, I didn't really have many hobbies when I was down in Milford-on-Sea in your front room. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just picking up new hobbies, and I'm just enjoying life, mate.
Yeah.
Enjoying life, showing my white teeth to everyone and just smiling.
It's showing in your riding though as well, and I'm not just saying that because you sat here. You said you're feeling good, and I think it is showing in your riding. You know, like even today in practice, you know, I was watching you ride around, and I think that's the best I've ever seen you looking
I appreciate
on a
that.
bike.
I feel like people know when I'm riding good because I'll show a bit of some, drop a leg or something, and I like to show a bit of style and be a bit different and mix it up and do these things. And I think people can see that when you start riding and you know someone's confident, you can see that, and I appreciate it, man. I mean, you said it enough over the weekend, and I want to get better and better. I mean, like, I think I would have been satisfied with this a couple of years ago, but I'm not. I just want to keep building, getting better and better to try and win one of these things. You know what I mean? I've won it in every class apart from the main pro class. Won it in 250s, big wheels, small wheels, 65s, 50s. So this is the last box to tick.
Yeah, because you've committed to it.
Yeah.
You know, like, you committed to doing that Supercross, which is, you know, the pinnacle, and you've come back, and British fans, you've got a lot of people that's supporting you. You know who you are. And you've got yourself in shape. I can tell the difference. You've physically got yourself in shape. Maybe that
little bit of face. This little bit of fluff. I'll take this off.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the fluff. It's the fluff.
So it's nothing to do with all the, like, actually getting yourself physical shape.
No, we've been running. We've been training. To be honest, I can't remember who told me this one thing once, but they said you'll always train with different people in motocross, and you'll only take one thing from each person. And I have took one thing from you, I took one thing from Lenny, I took one thing from every trainer I've trained with around the world. And I just kind of just pick and choose which one I need, and
yeah,
that's how I'm trying to roll at the minute, just trying to use every little bit that I can, and I feel like it's working at the minute. Just need to keep the ball rolling.
Well, let's talk. You know, Manchester rolled out, got a third. You were disappointed with your starts because you've been. Just remind us who give you some tips on starts. Tell us who give you some tips on starts.
So I was out at Fox Raceway, and I don't know Jorge Prado at all. I don't know him to say hello or nothing, and he just started laughing at me in the pits because I was there with MX Dreams, John Mason. He's helping me out a little bit in America with like the bike rentals and stuff. And I had MX Dreams bike rental on the side and on the side of the van, and he said to me, "Is that a rental bike?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for 3 weeks." He's like, "Oh mate, see me doing a few starts, give me a few tips." I was thinking, "Well, this guy's the man at starts." I must be humming if he's smiling after seeing me do a few starts. And then Manchester, I was just off, but I can't lie, it's probably my own fault. It was my own bike. I prepped it. I didn't buy a clutch beforehand. It had 22 hours on it. It's probably my fault. I wasn't thinking. I was too excited. But, yeah, it is what it is. But, no, like, meeting people like him, you know, like, European guy, not really race Supercross, watching him ride Supercross. It's like a fish out of water, like, for the first few days. Now he's, like, silky smooth. People are, like, really, really talking about him. It's just... It's different, this stuff. Like, you've seen motocross riders come in now and try it and do all this type of stuff. It's different. Yeah. And like you say, like, Manchester, I wasn't so happy. Last night, I was pretty pumped with that. Like, I was coming out of this corner, and Conrad was just there. I could see him the whole race, and he didn't break away from me. I didn't drop the gap, and I was pretty pumped with that. I obviously want to be on that top step because that's what everyone wants. But I was satisfied with second last night, and I feel like if I can hit the podium every round, I'd be pumped.
You're going to be, if you can do that, you're definitely getting in the mix. Third at Manchester, second last night. I'll leave it there. You know the countdown, what comes next.
Let's go. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
Look, have a great night, Dylan.
Cheers, bro.
Keep it safe out there.
I
Hope
will.
it all goes well for you. There's Dylan Woodcock. So, Dylan, another one. This is all, obviously, we're not far from showtime at all. So these guys, they're going to rush back, get into their kit. So we're going to bring in the next guest, and it's so cool to have this gentleman here. I'll pass him the headset. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Justin Bogle. Justin is rapidly becoming an honorary Brit in no time at all. I can see it. I can sense it. I see him in the pits, walking around. He's mingling and chatting with all the other Brit riders, laughing and joking. Looks like you're having a great time. Your first time ever doing Arenacross in the UK.
First time doing Arenacross at all.
At all?
You know, so the thing is like the whole energy and the vibes around the paddock and the stadium and stuff is so enjoyable. I've been a lot of places, done a lot of things in my career, but I'm having an absolute blast, you know, and I'm not getting paid to say this, but I'm having a good time, man. Like, I get along with all the guys I'm racing with. I'm not the guy that's got to hate my competition either, you know. Yeah. I like to enjoy it and have some fun and mess around, and everyone here's got, you know, good attitudes, and I honestly get along with most of the guys pretty well.
Yeah. Do you think it's twofold? Is it because when you were going for AMA titles, you know, factory rides, the pressure that comes with that, so that's gone to a degree. Of course, you're riding on a factory team, but it's kind of a very different factory team in the fact that it's Stark, you know, Futures and it's an electric bike. That coupled with the fact that it's all kind of like new to you and new people, and where you're at in life, a little bit older, is that also what makes it a little bit more enjoyable?
I think so. I think with age comes wisdom, perspective, all the above, you know. And I think for me, just the understanding that the life that we get to live is abnormal in the best way possible. We get paid to go race motorcycles, which I would do until the day I die if I could, for free. So
careful, don't go saying for free.
Well, I'm not racing for free. I would ride my motorcycle when I'm older. Trust me. We got bills to pay, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Don't undersell yourself.
No. But yeah, man, it's a crazy life we get to live, and I know how blessed I am, and especially being at the age I am, and with the experience I've had, and it's one of those things where if I knew then what I know now, you know, I put a lot of pressure on myself when I was young, and you know, rightfully so. I think you have to try to get to that level and be successful. But now I'm enjoying it and understanding I can have more fun doing it while still doing the work and still trying to get results. You know, these races have been really fun, and it's been really, I guess, exciting to have the competition level too, man. Like, people need to put some respect on the UK, man, because these dudes are fast. Like, a lot of guys were thinking, I was seeing on the internet that I was just going to come smoke the guy. I'm like, dude, I mean, Conquistador Conrad is out here taking over, dude. And, like, he's young, very fast, fit, and, Dylan is fast. Obviously, both those dudes smoked me last night. So, and then you got, like, Jack, who's older, Tommy, who's been there, done that, and then young dudes like Eddie, my teammate, who's been so fun to work with and to be teammates with, kind of revive that energy, you know, having the young guy around has been cool, like still young and hungry for it.
Yeah. Well, how have you find the, is it what you expected, like the size of the arenas and the vibe and the show? I mean, you'd have probably done your research and seen a bit of it before you obviously signed up to do it, but is it what you expected, because it gets quite lively in here?
I mean, I was pleasantly surprised, to put it that way, because Arenacross or smaller series after racing AMA Supercross for the last, decade plus, you never know what you're getting into. A lot of times you do some races and they can be ran well, they can be ran poorly. It just depends, and experience level with promoters and track builders and all of that. But I was very surprised in a good way. It's ran really good, dude, and all the races we've had so far has been packed houses. My bike is very quiet, so I can hear the fans, and and I wear earplugs as well, so I can hear the fans. It's a good environment. Everyone's excited. I mean, the fans are pumped. Coming to a place where there's not the Supercross like the U.S., where I think maybe we get a little jaded and a little bit take it for granted sometimes, about what we have. It's nice to see the fans and the young guys be so excited to see this, and it makes me excited that I'm still in a position where I can come and still be effective and try to battle for some race wins and have fun in front of a packed stadium and on a fun track. Like, the tracks are built really well. That's one thing with going sometimes in Europe. It's different because in the U.S. everything's built to spec. Dirtworks has been building the tracks for 30 years, so they've got it down to a science. But coming here, I was pumped, man, because if it was any sketchier, I would have struggled very, very bad at round one because I did not ride at all until I got to first practice there. So it had been a minute since I've been on a bike at all. So
how long had it been until you? What was the time scale from?
So I was in Spain a little bit testing with the start guys before I got my deal done with them in between the World Supercross rounds.
Yeah.
And then I raced Melbourne on a 4-stroke, and what was that? Almost 2 months.
2 months.
So I rode outdoors like 30 minutes one day on a bike, and then I was like, well, I guess.
Wow.
Let's roll the dice, baby. Let's see what happens. I need a rabbit's foot on my back pocket or something for that one, but it went smooth for all things considered. I was okay with it. Only had one tip over, so.
Yeah, it did go smooth. You nearly bagged the podium first night. Literally just a tip up. What was
Rookie
it?
mistake,
Two
man.
to go, 3 to go, something like that?
Yeah, 3 laps to go. Just these gray hairs, they're lying, man. I made a rookie mistake, just washed the front, fell over, but, man, it's still fun, though. You know, it was exciting to come in. It's a challenge. Like, everything about my program right now is a challenge. I'm trying to learn and develop a new motorcycle, not just a new motorcycle, but a completely new thing.
Yeah.
And race a new series in a different country. And, I'm spending my time in Spain during the week. So there's that challenge of navigating how to get around. And luckily I've had Eddie with me, and boys basically Spanish.
He spent a lot of time
Spent a lot of time in Spain. So
he's
very helpful. Very helpful.
What is, you've obviously ridden for factory teams, and until you've done that, or you've been around that environment and see what level of testing and intensity goes into that, it's monumental. A lot of people don't realise the amount of hours spent on a test track. How is developing and testing an electric bike kind of different to obviously what you were doing with petrol bikes? Because there's new technology. It's not like they're learning they're learning on the spot almost like you are.
Yeah, it's a learning process for all of us, and it is different because there's been some stuff where I enjoy testing, and I've gotten pretty good at it in the later stages of my career, but it's so different. Sometimes the things that I think I should try or we should do end up being backwards from what we need to do, and for me, that's fun because, you know, the best suspension guys, the best chassis guys are the best because they'll try anything till something works, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff's really hard to figure out. The testing a motorcycle thing is basically black magic, man. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Who knows? So it's been very fun. It's been good for me being able to be a part of that. It's just exciting. The energy of the company has been so good, and I have a lot of experience, and I do bring that to the table, and it's nice for me to still be able to be, you know, effective in some way in a company. And I've really enjoyed kind of taking Eddie under my wing and helping him out, trying to learn Supercross because it's tough to learn Supercross, man. So try to help him get back to where he was, the trajectory he was on before his injuries and stuff, because he's a good kid and he's got the heart for it, and that's something you can't teach somebody. We can work with speed.
Yeah.
We can dial in the rest of it, but you can work with that. So top to bottom, man, the testing, all of it, it's been so fun.
It's cool. We're glad you're here, obviously. Hope you continue. Hope that it goes good this year, enough to want you guys to come back for next year. Justin, a pleasure having you on the tour. Wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
See if you can get it on the box, or better still. There you go. So there's Justin Bogle. He's going to go and get ready. We've held him long enough. Good luck, dude. He gets out of here. So there we go. That's another. I'll just chuck that down there. Very professional, just throwing the equipment around like I don't care. So there we go. That's another little pre-show that we've given you there. Remember, if you are watching on AXTV, which of course you are, or if you're not on YouTube, spread the word. We want more people subscribing to the channel. Loads more content coming as we grow this series, particularly maybe even going into 25 and beyond. I've got to go and get myself ready now. Ready for the night show. More throat lozenges and get ready to scream and holler in this amazing arena that I'm sat in. The crowds are starting to come in. It's going to be another brilliant night. Round 4 of the AX Tour 2024 is about to go down. Sit back, enjoy the action, go and have a quick break, but make sure you're back here for the start of the show. Coming at you anytime soon. Good stuff.